Welcome to The Real Final Mile, life in big and bulky home delivery, the only podcast dedicated to the delivery professionals that bring your large consumer goods to your home. Welcome back to The Real Final Mile. Today, we're proud to welcome Tenetia Radford to the show. Tenetia brings a strong and well-earned perspective to Final Mile, built through years of leadership in operations, client relations, recruiting, team development, and contractor support. Tenetia has worked across a range of organizations and roles, consistently showing the kind of flexibility, grit, and people-centered leadership this business demands. We're excited to talk with her today about trust, authenticity, growth, and what it takes to succeed in an industry that is always changing. Tenetia, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us about your journey into Final Mile and what has kept you in the industry.
My journey into Final Mile consists of me tripping and falling into it mostly. I have yet to run into any fellow colleagues, any drivers, any client that said, I want to be this special kind of crazy when I grow up. I want to wake up and try to put out a wildfire with my garden hose. I want to work miracles on maybe an hour and a half of sleep. Coffee is my best friend, et cetera, et cetera. That special kind of crazy is what keeps us here. We are I imagine a very, not unique, but the grit that you mentioned in your intro keeps us running to our operations every single day. The triumph that comes from recovering a dropped load, the victory that comes when you recruit enough teams to cover, those 25, 30 trucks that your client expects you to run every day. The satisfaction where those KPI scores keep going up and up and up because the investment from your teams in the office and on the road are aligned with yours. I have not been able to achieve that feeling anywhere else. I love it. Crazy, but I love it.
That is probably one of the best explanations I think I've ever heard. And it's funny because, people always say, they lump supply chain and logistics into one. And now there's degrees that people can go to college and get to do this job. But our generation tripped and fell, as you say. And that's probably the best summary. So Tenetia, what does it take to strike the right balance between being a partner your client can trust and the leader your team can respect?
A lot of self-awareness when it comes to being the partner that your client can trust. There's no reason at all for you to kind of flub and BS and make it pretty for your client. Being honest, being direct about what you're capable of will make you the best partner for your client. Being very aware of what your options are, being very aware of what your resources are, being very aware of your team and what they can achieve will allow you to deliver the kind of information to your client that benefits both sides. When you're in your operation and you have to advise your delivery teams on what the expectations are, what we have to achieve for our client, presenting that information so that they understand it's in their best interest to do so will make you the leader that they can respect. Coming in at your stand-ups and saying, this is what they want, deal with it or not, isn't received well by anyone, including me. I don't want to show up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. every morning and be told, do this or else. That kind of directive has never been received well. Reminding your teams why they're there. You convinced somebody that you wanted to be here, whoever recruited you. Maybe your partner at home told you, no, don't sit around here all day. You need to get out, get a job, make some money. There's some ultimate goal outside of the warehouse that you're looking to achieve. We present our client expectations and our warehouse expectations as steps to achieve that goal. Being in the right on both sides is a bit of a dance,
Mm-hmm.
but a good one when it works.
So I love that answer, and I want to lead into kind of the personal side of it. Is how important has it been for you to lead in a way that feels natural to who you are, rather than trying to fit into somebody else's style? Because I think that that's kind of how you earn your clients' trust, is you try to fit the mold that they're looking for.
Absolutely. I have tried to step outside my comfort zone a bit. I am not a naturally loud and aggressive person, and you usually get the kind of look when you see a mild-mannered person get loud. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't go well, and nobody hears what you're saying because they're too busy wondering what your problem is. My approach has now become being firm but fair, direct, and to the point. It leaves very little room for argument about where we stand and where we're going, because my goal is never to be stagnant. Being on the more proactive side of things with the client is also, what encourages partnerships, past and present. I don't like going to them and saying, well, I've got a driver that keeps delivering bad survey scores, that shows up late to the dock, and we're forever calling our clients because they expect a 2-hour delay in the window you provided. Showing up with I know we have this problem. Here are steps A through F that I am working on to correct that problem. And that tends to be received with much more confidence than, okay, we know there's a problem, but what are you going to do about it? So it being reactive almost never serves you as well as being solution-based.
What would you say to women in this industry who feel pressure to lead with a style that's not really their own?
Don't. If you are not the kind of woman who shouts, if you are not the kind of woman that wants to throw the delivery guys out, as soon as they buck authority, as soon as they shake their heads, as soon as they don't show up in uniform, as soon as they drop, some of the inventory. Now is not the time for you to try out being loud and aggressive. It won't work. On the other hand, if you are naturally that firm, strong leader who can be heard across the warehouse, that is a skill I admire. I had to use a bullhorn for years. It works, but you use the tools that you have available to you to help accomplish your goal. Do not try to change your personality, change your way of thinking. Your goal hasn't changed, so there's no need for you to change who you are on the inside, compromising your integrity and your self-respect.
I agree with that, and I will say I would even go far enough to say I think that's pretty gender neutral advice, because I am not a loud person. I can be loud, but normally the number one piece of feedback I get was, "What? I couldn't hear you." So I actually carry. You said bullhorn, but I actually carry a little PA system with me. It's a little portable thing. Because
and I get that. I've had too many drivers that respect me. They open the conversation by saying, "No, I respect who you are, boss lady." But when you yell, it sounds like more you're talking, trying to talk loudly. It just doesn't go well. Don't try to assume a leadership style that does not suit you.
That's fair. So Final Mile is always changing. Titles are shifting. People change companies. The contracts come and go. How have you learned to stay flexible and adjust?
I didn't have to learn it. I had to be it. There have been too many situations where, as you said, contracts come and go, and that means the employees come and go. I have found myself in positions where I've had to step away, step aside, step out, and step back in this ever-changing world that we love so much. The world will never stop trying to adjust to where we are today, because it's never quite the same as it was yesterday. We're no longer looking at a map on the wall to do our routing at night. Our guys are no longer operating off a paper manifest. It's very different than, when a lot of us started off in this field. What we've had to realize, some of us more aggressively than others, that leaving a role does not mean that role is available to you somewhere else. Different companies have different qualifications for that title that we may love to say out loud. I'm a VP. I'm a senior exec. I've run multiple operations. I'm a regional manager. Don't try to call me anything less than what I'm used to. That's a good way to get your feelings hurt when you try to move on to another job. And rather than get your feelings hurt, I have learned, the one thing that I have learned is to celebrate what I bring to the table. And that has a lot less to do than the title that one company or another has, kind of put on that job that you worked in that company for. It's not the same. I have found myself in a position lately where I have returned to the industry in a position that I hadn't seen in years. But as times change, starting over is required. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. I am not ashamed that I had to start over in an industry where I am not the smartest one in the room. Recognizing who you are in a different company, in a different set of circumstances, in a different chapter of your story is not something that you have to shy away from or be ashamed of.
So I love that answer, and I'm going to dive a little deeper into that. So what would you say to leaders who've had to step back, start over, and reestablish themselves? And I want to put two options on this, and you can answer both if you want, in any industry, but also in Final Mile.
Realize first that it's not bad. It is not a slap in the face. It doesn't demean you. You don't have to, you're not settling for a lesser role. There's an opportunity available for you to bring the skills that helped achieve your goals in a previous role. You're qualified to step into whatever's in front of you right now. Final Mile has so many different levels of management and leadership that all those titles don't say leader. They all don't say manager. They all don't say director. When you walk into a room and you straighten up that warehouse, when your inventory reporting is 100%, when you realize that doing inventory once a month is not in your best interest, when you recognize that recruiting is an ongoing process, you don't really ever stop, when you recognize the leadership around you and try to nourish and encourage those people that are in that operation with you, that's where your focus becomes more important than whatever your title is.
I love the confidence that you bring to that answer, because in this industry, as you're aware, when contracts come and go, unfortunately in Final Mile, sometimes there's just no money in the budget to keep people that were running the previous contract. And sometimes the new person or the new company coming in with the contract already has their own people. So I think that's a great answer. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So how do you handle setbacks personally? How do you learn from your mistakes, and how do you still move forward with that confidence?
I am ridiculously blessed to have made some wonderful friends in this industry that we show up to every day. Contacts and colleagues that have been beside me while we have faced some crazy challenges in the operation. Delivery teams that I'd go on ride-alongs with that say, I'll follow you, when a contract ends. I love getting that call saying, wherever you go, I'll go. That kind of loyalty is one of the biggest rewards of doing what we do. Outside of our professional operations is my home operation. I've been blessed with another half, my twin sister, who turns out, my heart doesn't beat without her. And when it comes to working in an industry the way that we do, you need that voice, you need that logic, you need that intelligence, you need that support in your ear telling you, I know it's hard, so are you. I know it looked impossible. You kind of impossible. Like that there is, in the craziest moments of what we do, The support of your friends and family becomes invaluable. And on the family side, you and I were just discussing what it's like to have to come back the final mile to readjust to different positions, readjust to different contracts. You know, your home operation does that too. There are way too many of us that have suddenly found ourselves out of work lately. Another gender neutral problem. And I see the support on LinkedIn and on other platforms where we're saying, look, we have a ton of experience, but we need to work. We live in a world now where it's not just the men that have to carry the household when something like that happens. The ladies of Final Mile have made it our finest mile, where we step up and we have to support the household. We have to lead at home and at work. And that kind of determination that we brought to this field has put us on some of the biggest stages in the world. And I couldn't be prouder to be part of that club. So recognizing that both operations need that confidence that you're referencing is how I get through the day, every single day.
What are some of the qualities or habits that help someone earn respect in this business, regardless of gender or title?
Be yourself, firm but fair. No need for any extra, no need for any arrogance, because I have also recognized that arrogance in this world is common, but not popular, if that makes sense. And business partners is what I zoom in on when you say that. Respecting the people that are getting the job done that's not an opportunity for anyone to become arrogant. Respecting the people that are up and off the trucks every single day. Respecting the people that are protecting your inventory in the warehouses when, heaven forbid, a pipe bursts or the fire alarm goes off, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure we've all got a million stories of some things that have gone wrong in an operation. We could be a little more respectful. It is professional to disagree. It is not professional to be disrespectful about it.
How do people earn trust and respect with you, regardless of gender or title?
Being a man of your word, being a woman of your word. If you're my driver, show up to drive. If you're my ops manager, run the operations with me. If you are my superior, my boss, and you say, call me if you need support, if I can help in any way, answer the phone. Be who you say you are, be who you claim to be who all of those credentials confirm you to be.
Looking back, what are you most proud of? And this doesn't have to be limited to your career, but if you don't answer that way, I'm going to drill a little deeper on that. But in the person and the leader that you've become.
I am most proud of the colleagues along the way that I have met, worked with, and have achieved higher goals for themselves. I feel the most proud when they call and say, I just got a promotion because of something I learned from you. I just aced this interview because of some coaching that I didn't know I needed. I figured out how to write an email without telling the client to go to hell. You know, that these are the kinds of things that get me up in the morning. I recently received, 2 separate calls from contractors that said, I'm spreading out, my operation is expanding because of some financial advice that you provided for me. And I was hoping I could run my trucks with wherever you are now. Being the wherever you are, a lot of my former teams don't care what I'm running or delivering. They are willing to learn it as long as I'm leading it. I take that as a tremendous compliment. I've also heard from previous clients that we've always enjoyed working with you. We trusted you with our customers, with our inventory, with our stats, and with our reputation. Stay in touch. Come run for us again. That is ridiculously rewarding.
Let's talk about mentorship and leadership. And you just kind of talked a little bit about that, but from your side of it, Let's talk about some of the mentors and leaders who have done those things for you, that you owe a debt of gratitude to, that you can never repay, but they opened doors, they gave you the lessons that you needed, they gave you the opportunities that you needed.
I had one particular boss that accepted perhaps a bit too much of my attitude, a bit too much of the stress that I experienced running multiple operations, a bit too much of my, sleepless approach to this job. And he never lost his patience with me. He never told me, "You got a bad attitude, Tenetia." I mean, he never disrespected my approach, because he told me that he knew exactly what I was trying to do. My goal was clear. Any disrespect or venom, I used to call it, that was flying was not intended for him specifically, but resulted, from the frustration that came from running multiple operations on a lack of sleep and too much coffee and et cetera, et cetera. We know what this life looks like. He gave me some invaluable informations on how to stay myself, a message that I've been preaching since you and I started talking here. He's like, you are well within your rights to feel everything. It was funny. He never disagreed with anything that I was, flying off the handle about. But once I calmed down, he said, "Look, you're going to need somebody to sound off on. I'm that guy for you. Now that you have, take a breath and pay attention to what you can handle. Focus on what you can do, and don't start telling the drivers or the client what you can't or won't do. That's not going to benefit any of us. That's going to add to the frustration, and down the line, that could end badly for all of us." He taught me how to, put final mile, such as it is, into perspective, so that you can manage your expectations as well as accomplish your goal without focusing on what can't be done. That changed my approach to leadership. It changed my approach to how to run the operation, and it won so many battles, day to day. And it turns out it makes you feel better too. Here are our options. And when you don't allow yourself to say, "I'm not going to do this," or "they can't do that," or "my team won't do that," or, just kind of screw it, that's neither productive or beneficial for anyone on either side. I have a wonderful former boss to thank for those lessons. The lady taught me that not everybody is your friend here. I have made some wonderful contacts in this world, and it can be very unfriendly. It can be very inhumane. It can be everything that I didn't say there. But being an inspiration is something I'm proud of too. But I need that silence to represent all of us, everything that I didn't say there, that I know we've experienced in this world. There have been some painful experiences that only a woman could experience firsthand in my time here in Final Mile. But I do not regret surviving them. I don't regret having to step away to recover from them. If I hadn't, then, you potentially find yourselves in unfamiliar waters. You see things like a trip to the oncologist show up on your Microsoft Outlook. If you don't fully recognize what you need to keep coming up, showing up, being your best every day, you set yourself up for unexpected and unwanted doctor's visits. You set yourself up for missing too much information, both professionally and personally. You don't want to miss you. And the field doesn't want to miss you. That you don't want that to be your story, that you collapsed one day because you didn't take the time. You collapsed one day because you needed help and didn't ask for it. Self-preservation is what that lady taught me, and I will thank her forever for it.
And some of the people who you've mentored, coached, or led that you're exceptionally proud of?
I don't like to name names, but she knows who she is. She actually trained me when I came into the company as a regional director, and we spent 2 weeks together. And she was one of the most talented women I'd ever run into. She had a firm, positive presence in her operation. She delivered her information enthusiastically and had a rapport with the client that was envied by all. And we had our one-on-one conversation at the end of all this, and I told her, you're more than where you are right now. And I love seeing the light bulb go off. I loved when she told me that she trusted me with information that she hadn't really shared before. And I told her it was because she could. And I truly, truly love being that for anyone that I run into. And from that experience, I believe she was promoted twice, maybe 3 times. It's been a little bit, but her progression accelerated. Her performance was outstanding. Her presence improved, and I didn't know it could. And she became an executive in a world where she should have been leading the entire time. And I am forever very proud to have been a helping hand there for her.
As a woman leader in logistics, you've got a heavy burden because you not only have to lead all of the men, but you also have to look out for and lead the women who, quite frankly, are going to be discriminated against in Final Mile simply because they're not a man. And that's, I've said this to you before, and I've said it to many people, and I very proudly say it, that I would hire a woman over a man any day, because women have no choice but to work twice as hard to get the same recognition that a man gets just for showing up. So what advice would you give to women entering Final Mile today?
I would say be ready. Be ready to work harder. Be ready to be challenged. Be ready to be challenged differently than you see some of your counterparts being challenged. Be ready to accept that you are a professional and a domestic. Be ready to know that that will never entirely go away. Be ready for your energy drink of choice, coffee, whatever gets you through the day. Be ready to find a healthy alternative. This is life-changing stuff, Final Mile. This is not the kind of job that you show up and there's not set hours. There's not a routine. There's not a list that you check off every single day. Be ready to expect the unexpected. Be ready to discover what you are capable of. Be ready to realize that you're stronger than you think. And be ready to keep your faith firmly in place. You need a strong mind. You need a strong heart. And you're going to need a strong system to move around in this world however you choose to. And I don't care how you're entering. If you're coming into the warehouse and you've got trailers to unload them with all your might. If you're coming into dispatch and that phone is ringing off the hook, you answer every call and get back to the ones that you missed while you were on another call. That's going to happen. If you're coming in and you manage multiple sites, be ready to juggle, be ready to balance, be ready to realize that you can indeed handle more more than one thing at a time. Be ready to lead whether your colleagues want you to or not. Be ready.
Shifting gears just a little bit, on the mantle behind you, I see what appears to be a record that was converted to a clock, and then it looks like an album behind you. Do you mind if I ask about those?
Absolutely not. That clock record was actually an anniversary gift to my husband. We love music, and it dates us a little bit that we've got a house full of records and record players, 45s, etc. We've been here a while, but we love it. I actually had that label made on the record that it lists our song along with our kids. We have number one, Jamila, that's my baby, and another one, Lena, my baby. Jamila is wrapping up her sophomore year in college. She's pre-med, and she is something to see. I am very, very proud of her. Lena is 4 and currently majoring in world domination, I believe. I believe everybody is going to know who she is. Jamal and I have, nearly 25 years behind us. So we've that kind of support that comes with life, love, trouble, what Final Mile looks like. Mm-hmm. You never know what's going to pop up. We've been training for that for a long time. This record behind me is actually Common's latest release with Pete Rock. They had been quiet for too long and collaborated on that masterpiece that's sitting up there. I'm a big Common fan. I actually have a picture on social media with him. That it's something my husband tolerates also, but that's a whole nother podcast.
What does that 5-year plan look like for you? Where do you want to be in 2031?
Well, I would like to reestablish myself as a leader in Final Mile. I have taken the time to kind of do a hard reset. It was necessary, and I don't regret it. So I'm ready to lead the way I was leading with a much sounder mind, if you will, so that we can face the kind of success that is prepared to kind of take over us here in 5 years. Our industry changes so aggressively that it's hard to pinpoint, I want to do this one thing. I'm flexible enough to do the one thing, whatever's sitting in front of us in 5 years. I want to lead our clients. I want to lead our drivers. I want to lead our operations professionals into a world where they feel confident to handle whatever's in front of us.
Okay, that's fair. Mm-hmm. And then if you did have a magic wand that you could wave over the industry and fix one thing, what would that be?
But my magic wand would correct all unreasonable expectations. What we do is an around-the-clock business. What we do requires a lot of time looking at our computers, talking on the phone, watching the maps, watching the weather, watching the shipments, calling people to find out when to expect what at what time. None of those things happens on not enough sleep. None of those things happens when you're ill. None of those things happens if you can't trust the people that you're working with or rely on the people that you're working with. So I'm waving my magic wand to reset everyone to reasonable expectations.
Before we wrap up, is there any other message that you want to get out to the world?
Just a big thank you. I was not kidding when I said that there were some things that I've learned about myself working in Final Mile and taking the challenges, the struggles, and yes, the tears that come from working in this world and turning them into strength, turning them into knowledge, turning them into experience, turning them into value is a gift I will never give back. It is a gift that I want to give again, again, and again, and again. So thank you for making my finest mile the hardest one.
Well, thank you for tuning into this episode of The Real Final Mile, Life in Big and Bulky Home Delivery, the only podcast out there dedicated to the actual professionals who are bringing the big and bulky items into your home. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
If you deliver big stuff for a living, this is for you. Refrigerators, sofas, bedroom sets, treadmills, home gyms. You are the one who turns a tracking number into a real thing in someone's home. And whether anyone tells you this or not, you are the face of the brand the second that door opens. Now, here's the question. Are you walking into that home as just the delivery guys or as trained professionals who know exactly what they are doing? Doolin Strategy Partners have been in logistics for about 30 years. We've seen a lot, but we are still learning on how to be better today than yesterday. Anyone who claims to know it all, steer clear of them. They are a claim waiting to be filed. Most drivers and helpers are thrown the keys, given an address, and told, figure it out. Figure out how to move a 400-pound fridge around a tight corner. Figure out how to deal with a frustrated customer. Figure out how to protect floors, walls, and your own back. That is not fair to you. And it's not safe either. Here is the good news. You can level up your skills, your confidence, and your value. That is where Get Doolin training for the final mile comes in. It's built for you, the people in the truck, not just the people in the office. We focus on the stuff that actually matters on the job. How to protect the customer's home, how to avoid damage, how to communicate like a pro, and how to represent yourself like a real professional, not just a driver. Here is why this matters for you. When you are trained and certified, you make fewer mistakes. You deal with less drama and fewer callbacks. Customers respect you more. Retailers and 3PLs see you as the crew they can count on. That is how you become the go-to team, the one they request, the one they keep, the one they pay. You already do the hard part. You lift, carry, climb stairs, deal with weather, traffic, and tight spaces. So why not get the credit and the confidence that comes with real training and certification? If you're not using Get Doolin yet, why not? You want access to training that is made for final mile delivery, not some generic motivational video that has nothing to do with what you do every day. You are not just delivery. You are the last mile, the final impression, the reason a customer says, "That was a great experience," or "Never again." So invest in your craft. Download the app. Get Doolin training for the final mile. It's not hard to find, and the value is clear. For your customers, for your company, and for you, the professional walking through that front door. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Get Doolin Training, the only platform out there listening to you and providing real training that adds value. Doolin Strategy Partners has you covered here.